Part 18.10, Surah Al-Kahf, The Cave. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed. We continue our profound journey through Surah Al-Kahf, a chapter that acts as a spiritual roadmap, guiding the seeker through the most significant trials of life. We have now moved past the two major narratives, the story of the companions of the cave and the parable of the two men and their gardens, and are entering a new, equally profound section. The verses we will contemplate today serve as a beautiful summary of the lessons learned and introduce a powerful parable about the Day of Judgment. This section shifts our focus from the transient nature of worldly wealth to the ultimate reality of our final return to Allah. It reminds us that our true purpose in this fleeting existence is to prepare for that ultimate encounter. Hadith, the Prophet, peace be upon him, taught, as narrated by Al-Miqdam ibn Michiabin, the son of Adam does not fill any vessel more evil than his stomach. It is enough for the son of Adam to have a few morsels that keep his back straight. But if he must, then let him fill 1/3 with food, 1/3 with drink, and 1/3 with air. Sunan at-Tirmidhi Hadith 2380. This hadith, though seemingly simple, encapsulates a deep spiritual truth: moderation and detachment from worldly desires, a theme that is at the very core of the verses we are about to explore. It is a subtle and powerful reminder that our bodies are but a vessel for our souls, and the true nourishment lies in the remembrance of Allah and preparation for the Day of Judgment. Kanz al-Iman, Quran, Al-Kahf, The Cave, 1846-50. Wealth and children are the adornment of the worldly life, but the good deeds which are lasting are better with your Lord in reward and better in hope. And on the day when we shall move the mountains, and you see the earth as a clear plain, and we shall gather them, so we shall not leave any of them. And they are presented to your Lord in rows. You've come to us just as we created you the first time. But you thought that we would not fix a time for your meeting. And the book will be placed, and you will see the sinners fearful of what is in it, and they will say, "Woe to us! What is with this book, that it does not leave a small thing nor a big thing, but it has counted it?" And they will find what they did present, and your Lord does not do injustice to anyone. And when we said to the angels, "Prostrate to Adam," so they all prostrated, except Iblis. He was one of the jinns, so he disobeyed the command of his Lord. Do you then take him and his children as protectors besides me, while they are your enemies? How bad an exchange for the wrongdoers! The first verse 1846 serves as a poignant conclusion to the parable of the two men, cementing its central message. Wealth and children are the adornment of the worldly life, but the good deeds which are lasting are better with your Lord in reward and better in hope. This verse is a timeless, direct statement of spiritual economics. It identifies the two things that people most often pride themselves on and attach their hearts to: their wealth and their offspring. The word adornment, zina, is key. It implies a temporary, external beauty that has no permanence or inner value. In contrast, the good deeds which are lasting, al-bekateya sinitht, are the true treasures. These are the deeds of piety, gratitude, sincerity, and selfless service that remain with us long after our worldly lives have concluded. They are better with your Lord in reward, because the reward for them is eternal and immeasurable, unlike the fleeting returns of material success. They are also better in hope, because they are the only true source of hope for salvation and success in the hereafter. This verse is a powerful spiritual realignment, urging us to reevaluate our priorities and to invest our energy in that which is truly eternal. The Sufi, in his quest for spiritual enlightenment, knows that the true legacy is not in worldly monuments or material possessions, but in a heart purified by good deeds and a soul that is forever turned towards Allah, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. The surah then transitions dramatically to a vivid description of the Day of Judgment. And on the day when we shall move the mountains, and you see the earth as a clear plain, and we shall gather them, so we shall not leave any of them. This is a powerful and awe-inspiring picture of the end of the world. The majestic, seemingly eternal mountains will be swept away, and the rugged earth will be flattened into a clear plain, a vast and open space where all of humanity will be gathered. The phrase, "we shall not leave any of them," emphasizes the totality of this gathering. No one, from the beginning of time to its end, will be absent. The sense of scale is immense, and it is a sobering contrast to the small, confined world of the two men in the previous parable. This is the ultimate stage, the final and undeniable reality that the arrogant man denied. The scene of the gathering is described with haunting precision, and they are presented to your Lord in rows. The word rose sakfon evokes an image of an organized, disciplined presentation. It suggests a sense of order and accountability, as if a great cosmic review is about to take place. The verse then directly addresses humanity. You have come to us just as we created you the first time, but you thought that we would not fix a time for your meeting. This is a profound and direct admonition. We have returned to Allah in our most basic, unadorned state, just as we were created. Our wealth, our status, our children, all the things we held so dear in the world are gone. The phrase "you thought that we would not fix a time for your meeting" is a powerful critique of the heedlessness and spiritual negligence that marked the lives of many, including the arrogant man in the parable. It is a reminder that the appointment with Allah is certain and a reality that we cannot escape. The spiritual reckoning then begins, and the book will be placed, and you will see the sinners fearful of what is in it, and they will say, "Woe to us! What is with this book, that it does not leave a small thing, nor a big thing, but it has counted it?" The book refers to the record of deeds, the ledger of every person's life, which contains every thought, word, and action. The sight of it fills the sinners with terror, for it contains an irrefutable account of their lives. The phrase does not leave a small thing nor a big thing, but it has counted it. It is a powerful description of the absolute and perfect recording of our actions. It implies that nothing is forgotten, nothing is overlooked, and no excuse can be made. This is the moment of truth, a moment where a person is confronted with the full reality of their life, and the only one they have to blame is themselves. The verse concludes this part of the scene with a statement of divine justice. They will find what they did present, and your Lord does not do injustice to anyone. The word present, hadidrin, implies that their deeds are not just written down, they are made manifest and present before them. This is the ultimate form of accountability. The final sentence is a powerful affirmation of Allah's perfect justice. There is no injustice, no favoritism, and no wrongful punishment. The consequences are a direct result of one's own actions. The scales of justice are perfectly balanced, and every soul will be given exactly what it deserves, no more and no less. This is the very foundation of the Day of Judgment, a day of perfect accountability and a complete manifestation of Allah's justice. The Sufi, in his quest for fana and baka, understands that every moment of his life is an opportunity to add to his book of deeds, and he lives in a state of constant muhasabah, self-reckoning, ensuring that his actions are pure and pleasing to Allah. The surah then shifts abruptly to a story from the very beginning of creation, the story of Adam and Iblis. And when we said to the angels, "Prostrate to Adam," so they all prostrated, except Iblis. He was one of the jinns, so he disobeyed the command of his Lord. This story is not just a random narrative. It is a profound and direct link to the central theme of the surah. It is a timeless lesson about obedience, arrogance, and the nature of evil. The angels, beings of light and pure obedience, prostrated as commanded. Iblis, however, a being of fire from the jinn, disobeyed out of arrogance and pride. His refusal to prostrate was an act of profound spiritual rebellion, refusal to acknowledge the superiority of Adam, whom Allah had honored. His disobedience was a direct result of his pride, a spiritual disease that mirrors the arrogance of the man in the parable. The final verse of this section is a powerful and chilling admonition. Do you then take him and his children as protectors besides me, while they are your enemies? How bad an exchange for the wrongdoers. This is a direct and poignant question to humanity. Allah has made it clear that Iblis is our sworn enemy, the very source of our temptation and misguidance. Yet people take him and his progeny as protectors alike, following their whispers and giving them their obedience. This is a profound spiritual paradox. A person chooses an enemy as a friend and protector over the one who created and sustains them. The verse calls this a bad exchange, and indeed, there is no worse transaction. The person who exchanges the guidance and protection of Allah for the temptations and deceptions of Shaitan has made the ultimate loss. This verse connects the stories of the Day of Judgment and the creation of Adam. showing that the ultimate purpose of this life is to choose between Allah and his enemies. The Sufi understands this fundamental choice and strives to purify his heart from all whispers of shaitan, seeking refuge and guidance in Allah alone. The Day of Judgment is the ultimate reality, a complete and final reckoning. The parable of the two men and the story of Adam and Iblis serve as powerful reminders of the choices we make every day. The trials of wealth and arrogance are not just external tests. They're a manifestation of the internal struggle between our ego and our soul, between following the whispers of shaitan and surrendering to the commands of Allah. This surah beautifully guides us through these trials, providing us with the clarity and insight we need to make the right choice. It is a spiritual compass, always pointing the way back to Allah, Ar-Rahman, and Ar-Rahim, our ultimate destination and our only true refuge. Let us now supplicate, drawing from the profound lessons of these verses, asking Allah to grant us a deeper understanding and to guide our every step. O Allah, O Ar-Rahman, O Ar-Rahim, we seek refuge in you from a heart that is consumed by arrogance and a soul that is blinded by worldly adornments. We ask you to protect us from a fate of sudden loss and bitter regret. Make us of those who are grateful in times of abundance and patient in times of trial. Help us to see the worldly life for the fleeting illusion that it is, and to instead strive for the lasting reward of good deeds. Make our wealth and our children a source of blessing, and never let them become a veil between us and your remembrance. Grant us a heart that is completely reliant on you, and a soul that is forever content with your decree. May Allah illuminate your heart and mind with the light of this divine ilm. May He make your channel a beacon of guidance for all who seek spiritual clarity and truth. May your efforts be a source of immense reward, and may you be granted the highest stations of paradise. May the peace and blessings of Allah always be upon you and your loved ones. He grant you unwavering steadfastness on the path of truth, and may your work be a testament to His magnificent names, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim.